Good Wednesday morning. It's the main event. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran, 3-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys. Folks, you know him, you love him. Dale Hellestrae's here, everybody.
Boy, oh boy, Steve, you're running around like a chicken with your head cut off here. I thought Ethan and I were going to have to do the show.
You're more than welcome. Ethan could have hopped in here.
Yeah, he had to go do something about his hair, and that wasn't going to happen.
He hasn't got a haircut in a while. He hasn't shaved his facial hair in a while. He's like, I'll do it before school.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have the back-to-school haircut.
Yeah.
And
Coming up,
another
week off this week and next week, and then he goes back after that.
He's still got another week and a half.
I think it's 25th or 26th or something like that. Yeah, 24th.
Boy,
yeah,
they make it easy on those college kids.
Seriously, his sister's been in school for a whole month now.
Right, and Graham started on Monday, and
he'll get out earlier than anybody else on top of it.
Jeez,
I know, college kids today. Dale, how was your Tuesday night?
Tuesday night was fantastic. The baseball team here locally sucks. I want to be Jared Kushner.
Oh.
Do you know who Jared Kushner is?
I know exactly who Jared Kushner is.
Steve, wouldn't you like to roll over in the morning and go, you know what? I got an extra $12.5 billion that I'd like to put down on the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah, I saw that flash up this morning. They just got done. Him and a Saudi-backed group just bought EA Sports. His family is full of money. They do like Trump does, apartment complex, but he's kind of branching out into other things.
Woo!
Yeah. Does this mean that the current owner of the Lakers and Dodgers and the Sparks, the rumors of his money problems and government stuff, does that mean that that's real, that he's unloading the Lakers?
Well, it could be, but my question, Steve, is if you're the buses and you thought you stole money at $10 million a year ago.
Yeah.
And you held on to it for another year and made $2.5 billion. I know that's not that chump change to McCollum. He finds that underneath his car seat, but
Dale, if I had billions, you guys would not know my name.
Oh, yes, we would.
You would, because I come on here and brag about it. There'd be signs. I'd have somebody like over here feed me grapes while I'm talking, while Dale's talking.
Steve driving down the 60 and go, oh, yeah.
$12 billion. Josh Kushner and Bob Iger are the buyers here. Of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
it's been sold twice now in less than 18 months.
$10 billion to 18 months ago.
The Dodgers owner bought them from the buses, and now he's unloading it. Which, like I said, this kind of makes you wonder if those federal looking into his loans and stuff, there's some legitimately to him, and he's like, I better unload this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's your revenue coming back if you're buying something for $12 billion?
They must have looked at something, and the NBA's got some business plan.
I'll go a step farther. The guy just bought it for $10 billion?
Yeah.
And 18 months later, he's selling it for 12. Folks, that's a pretty handsome return in your investment.
There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that.
Breaking this morning, this shocker to me.
Yeah.
This just floors me.
I mean, it's the Lakers, and obviously the Lakers are a worldwide brand. I mean, what do you got? The Lakers, you got the Yankees, you got the soccer teams.
The arena's theirs, even, and stuff like that. But yeah, it's L.A.
Well,
the Stars.
I mean, the first thing that jumps into my mind is, what would the Cowboys sell for if Jerry Jones decided to unload?
No, the Celtics weren't the Celtics just sold for like a record amount, and the Lakers are blowing that out of the water. So, $10 billion sports team sales ever in the history of sports. Lakers in 25, Lakers in 26.
$2.5 billion increase.
Yeah. Good for them.
But there's probably about 7 people in the world who could afford to buy that.
That's the problem. Bob Iger used to, run Disney for a bunch of years. He's got plenty of money himself, and then you get in these investment firms. That's the thing that sports are going towards is, you're limiting who can buy them, and then you're going to have multiple billionaires get together to buy them on top of it with a lot of investors. It's getting to the point where people are going to, like everybody dreams of Michael Bidwell selling the Cardinals. And he'd be able to sell it, don't get me wrong, but you're limiting who can buy it. And eventually you're going to get to a point where even those limits are being pushed. Like how many cajillionaires actually want to buy a sports franchise?
Yeah, who even know what sports are?
Yeah, I got news for you. Everybody talks about Jeff Bezos. Oh, Amazon's founder. He's going to buy a sports team. He doesn't like sports, folks. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like sports. Doesn't sit down and watch sports on a weekend. He's doing other stuff out there. But yeah, your Lakers, $12 billion. But here's the other side of it. Family owned. San Diego's when Daddy Bus bought him, made him into this powerhouse, moved him up to LA, made him into a bigger powerhouse. He gets old and dies off, leaves it to his kids. His kids ruin it beyond belief, just on his nature. They sell it. And then just told again, like, these things don't sell like this. It's rare that franchises are sold.
Right.
Twice in a year, that's thing. By the way, I have the answer for you on the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah, NFL valuations came out yesterday, ironically enough.
Yeah.
If the Cowboys were to be sold right now, according to, now, it'll sell for more than this because demand, obviously.
Correct.
But their valuation is $15.5 billion for the Dallas Cowboys.
So Jerry could realistically probably get 20.
Oh, I guarantee you that. I'll put you money that's going to sell for 20 or 25 billion. Because there'll be a bidding war. You get all the practice facilities that generate money outside of the Cowboys.
The Star.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then you got the stadium side, which generates a ton of money outside of the Cowboys, with high school and college and other things that happen there, and stuff like that. Yeah. Ugh. $15.5 billion, 7th straight year, by the way. The Cowboys has held that top spot as well. So yeah, $510 million in operating profits. More than double of any other team in the NFL the Cowboys have.
Really?
The next team is $250 billion roughly in operating profits. Cowboys 510. Folks, that's money in your pocket.
250 million.
Well, 510 million is what they had in operating.
Right. You said
that's
billion.
profit. Oh, I'm sorry, million, yeah. That's profits, folks. Yeah. Like I said, a lot of it's venue events, but obviously advertising and stuff falls into that number as well. But like I said, it's from high school football in the practice facilities and the Star, like you said, to the stadium, to the concerts, to the World Cup venue events that just happened there. Yeah. Who would be second? Because this shocks me. Cowboys number 1. NFL team valuations.
NFL team.
Who would be second in the NFL? Because I am shocked they're not number 1.
Rams?
Rams, yeah. $12.7 billion.
Okay.
I mean, the Rams have that gorgeous new stadium. They have gorgeous practice facilities. But the reason why it shocks me is the Rams have a lot of NFL properties on their building as well. Like the NFL Network, which is now ESPN, they have facilities at the campus and stuff like that they pay rent to the Rams on and stuff like that as well. Then who would be third, Dale? Because this surprised me. I'll tell you this. There's a team, New England Patriots are fourth, $10.4 billion valuation. And then another team in the same city as the one I skipped as well out there. And this one kind of shocks me. The two teams I didn't name. Go.
Giants.
Yeah, Giants are third. That doesn't surprise me because they're the New York Giants.
Right.
Biggest name. But the Jets are right after the Patriots. $10.35 billion for the Jets.
Really?
That shocks you, doesn't it? Nobody pays attention to them. Their ad revenue's that big. And they don't. I mean, the venue. Maybe I don't know how the stadium's set up. MetLife. Maybe they both benefit from things happening at MetLife.
I guess just the New York City or. Oh, my goodness.
The average team value for the NFL hit $9.34 billion. Dale, that's an increase from last year.
Oh, it is?
It's just a small one.
Yeah.
31% increase from last year. All 32 teams are worth $299 billion combined. Stadium revenue is a huge part of that. It's not just the games, though. It's concerts, everything else happening at the stadiums. The number one mover for the NFL, media deals. That's the number one revenue generator for NFL teams. What Fox, Amazon, Netflix are all paying for NFL media revenue is what's driving these 31% increases for these teams. Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
You just wonder when it will slow down /
it's gotta
stop.
It's got to hit a limit at some point.
Yeah, and everybody said that. I think people said that when it's $1 billion and $2 billion and $3 billion.
They told Jerry Jones not to buy the Cowboys for, what was it, 160 million, 180 million?
No, 140 billion.
140 million?
I'm sorry. Not billion, million.
Yeah. And they told him not to buy it.
Yeah.
It's not a good franchise. It's not a good way to order. It's not a good thing to buy.
Couldn't find one money guy who said that's a smart investment. Wow.
So, and the Lakers sold 18 months later for $12 billion.
So if you're the Bus family and you just split up $10 billion, are you upset?
I think they still have some sort of ownership in the team, so they're probably benefiting again from it. That's what surprised me about the Bus. Like I said, I've said it all along. I don't care if my dad had something that was worth billions. That thing's being sold. Give me the cash. I'll negotiate front row tickets to the event. And other than that, no, thank you. I want nothing to do with it. Give me my money. I'll move on with my life. But then you run into that sentimental stuff and things like that. The Bus kids aren't young. Jeannie Buss ain't young.
Right.
Go enjoy your lives. Don't be like your dad where you're fighting over this stuff in your late age and all of that stuff. Nah, sell it. Get the money. Make your kids' drug habits be really, really good or something. I don't know.
Wow. Leave it to Steve.
You're going to ruin your kid's life with that much money. They're going to grow up differently. Yeah, so, I mean, this is just shocking. Joshua Kushner, Bob Iger, buying the Lakers, $12 billion. The thing I want to know in this deal, I mean, that's a lot of money. The thing I want to know is, why did the Dodgers owner sell it in less than 18 months? Why? He's being federally looked at for his loans and stuff to buy them.
Right.
Because it's on the heels of the Matt Ishbia situation. What'd he buy the Suns for? $4.5 billion? He's seeing that number and he might be going, I need a loan with what my company's doing right now. I need cash.
Wow.
Who is the worst team in terms of revenue in the NFL, Dale? That's my big question for you today.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
There's some team. Well, it's not the Jets. Obviously,
you can't just go by record.
No, but you can kind of guess because it's not a good team. You know what I mean? The team it's not a team that's spotlight and well respected out there is what I'm getting at, right?
Well, I mean,
it's family owned.
Well, I mean, I gotta say that I would think the Cardinals.
Nope. They're close, but nope.
Jacksonville.
No, surprisingly enough, they're not last. That's who I would have guessed too, because they don't have a big fan support base. Jacksonville's a tiny town and stuff like that. No, Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh,
number 32. 7 straight years they've been 32nd in the annual NFL team valuations. This is Sportigo's valuation of it as well. Yeah. But here's the thing, though. They're number 32 in NFL circles for their revenue evaluations. 32. There's only 6 teams not in the NFL that are worth more than the Cincinnati Bengals. So you could be the worst valued NFL team, and you're only 6 teams in other sports make more money than you do, evaluated more higher than you. Only 6. So to be the Cincinnati Bengals, yeah, you look like an idiot because you're 32nd in NFL circles. But there's only 6 teams in other sports that are ranked higher than you. So there's 39 sports entities that are ranked higher than you in valuation. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Isn't that nuts on where they're at? 7, by the way, 3 NBA teams, 2 Major League Baseball teams, and then Real Madrid is the other team that's ranked above the Cincinnati Bengals in terms of valuation. Life's good to be in the NFL. Be an NFL owner. No doubt about it. Dale, why didn't we go into ownership? What's wrong with us?
Yeah. Why don't we put together a couple of our salaries?
Check your seat cushions, everybody. The number on Cincinnati's $7.4 billion is what the Cincinnati Bengals are worth today, according to Sportico. Yeah. Could you imagine? You go to the NFL meeting and you're like, we're worth $7.4 billion. And everybody else is like, sit down.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to talk to you.
Your seat's in the back.
Slacker, get out of here. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that nuts? So there you go, folks. How did it make you feel special today?
What a great way to get the hump day started off, Steve.
Coach Sheehan's joining us here coming up at 9 o'clock. The 4-peat starts here next week here for Mike Sheehan and his Scottsdale Christian Academy Eagles. He's going to start coming on every Wednesday starting today, Dale. 9 o'clock coming up. It's going to be fun.
Okay.
It's going to be fun to have him back on and talk to him as well and, see how his season's going. Lots of changes. New quarterback, new linemen, bunch of seniors. A lot of senior-laden team last year.
Right.
But you're getting Dom Dickerson and some other guys back that are going to be dominant like they were last year coming up as well also and everything and all that fun stuff. So that's today at 9 o'clock as well, Dale.
That sounds great.
I feel depressed now.
Why is that?
Because just these poor sports owners, man. I mean, I just look down at them now. Like Michael Bidwell, I just look down on him now. I understand why he's doing all this stuff.
Well, he's put on some weight. Stress.
Why he's kicking all of his fan base out and stuff like that. He's trying to get there as well. Detroit Lions value rose over $2 billion in value for the Detroit Lions.
Really?
Just in the year, yeah. I'm just looking at some highlights here on this reporting. Yeah, $2 billion increase. Sheesh. Can you imagine? You just wake up and your franchise is worth $2 billion more? Are you kidding me right now? That's depressing. I'm just depressed now, Dale. Dale, let's get out of here. This is depressing. I'm going to go get a milkshake or something. This is depressing. Billionaire worlds. God, this is the Lakers. $12 billion. What else is going on today? Anything exciting?
Well, your Diamondbacks, they're out of the playoff race.
Oh, the Diamondbacks played last night?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, kinda. Kinda.
This is what I tell you guys all the time. My frustration is they've been playing so well, so good, and then when they decide to not look good, they don't just look mediocre. They go from we look really, really, really good to we don't know how to play baseball anymore. It's so frustrating. I watch a lot of baseball, and I watch a lot of bad baseball at times, but I don't think there's another team out there that goes from high to just bottom of the barrel. Nothing goes right for you. It's a whole awful experience like the Diamondbacks do. Mitch Bracco's out there. How many runs did he give up yesterday? Oh, my God. He pitched a gem out there. My point is he pitched a gem.
Yep.
And you still lose 3-2. What? You can't ask for anything more from these guys. These starters and everything. What just happened with their screen? Are we still on? Dang, that was weird. Oh, Ethan was working on something. Our screens in here just went weird on us. I was like, "Are we still on? Did we just lose feed?" Robert says, "Does this mean they're going to have a Mickey Mouse suite at the Laker games?" Bob Iger, he retired from being CEO of Disney. They had to bring him back because the guy that took over for him screwed it all up. He came back. He just retired again as well. So, yeah. Ethan said that as well. Bob's not at Disney anymore, Robert. He left. And Robert says, "Don't rain on my parade, Ethan." Ann says, "It figures the two guys that have struggled are the only ones that did anything." That's what I thought in the first, right? Corbin Carroll hits a home run.
Yep.
Ketel Marte, bloop. And I'm like, all right, they're going to wake up against bad teams. They're going to wake up and get some numbers here, maybe to propel them as you get up into this Cubs series coming your way, the Phillies series coming up. Maybe this will propel Marte and Corbin to do some good. Maybe playing the Rocky, and then nothing after that. Nothing after that at all. Dale, I blame you.
You blame me?
I blame you. Too positive on this team. Too positive on this team.
Again, I have such a hard time being a critic of baseball because when you got 162 games.
But you see what I'm saying, though? You go from really, really good to just you look like you've never played baseball before. You should have little bumps in the road.
Yeah,
the Diamondbacks go,
and this is a bump in the road. It's one loss.
No, they looked so bad yesterday. It wasn't even funny.
Steve,
so bad yesterday.
The Colorado Rockies have won 47 games. This isn't like their first win of the season.
I'm more concerned about what the Diamondbacks looked like yesterday. Well, we said it with Bruce Cooper yesterday. He asked what our biggest thing is they need to improve on. I said hitting, and last night showed you they need better hitting. Oh, depressing. Throw up the NL wildcard standings, if you will, Ethan. Look at that, though. Philly, all three-way tie now.
Yeah.
Phillies lost yesterday. You knew that during the Diamondbacks game. Actually, I remember I was driving, and the radio broadcasters mentioned that Philly just lost. And I went, oh, crap. Now that you mention it, the Diamondbacks are going to lose. But look at this. The Padres 4 in a row now for them. A three-way tie right now. Between these three teams to get into the chase, as we like to call it.
Yeah, well, what are you saying if you're in Philadelphia? You get shut out by the Cardinals. What are you saying about that?
I mean, the Cardinals are one of the best, hottest teams in baseball.
If you're the Brewers, you go, hold on, we scored 2 runs.
Again, who the Brewers play? Cardinals aren't a bad team. They're fighting for a playoff spot right now. They're only 3.5 out. So you're going to lose to those teams every once in a while. What did the Brewers play yesterday? What bad team did they play?
They played the Padres.
Yeah, this is my point, though. You're proving my point.
What's that?
They lost to good, decent teams. The Diamondbacks look like they've never played baseball before against the Colorado Rockies with a young pitcher on the mound. And with Brett, 6 innings for him, only gave up the 2 earned runs. And
wow,
that's how he sum up yesterday.
And see, that's it. Again, I just can't go down that road. Now, again, if they lose today, when they go on a losing streak,
12:40 game today, Dale.
Yeah. And they win this, and what, we come in tomorrow and they go, oh, they're going to the World Series.
Yeah, that's how it works around here. 12:40 start today with Merrill Kelly on the mound today, I do believe. Am I correct on that? Let me look that up here. I'm pretty sure it's Kelly. Today's Wednesday, right? I don't know what day it is anymore. I'm all confused. But that's just the thing. The competition you're playing against are playing hard teams that are in the playoff hunt or winning a division, and you're not. This is where you need to take advantage of it. And that's why you're going to lose games against the Rockies. Like you said, Rockies have won games. It's how you look doing it. That was with your pitcher pitching so well. It's infuriating to watch out there. It's infuriating to watch. Yeah, Merrill Kelly and Brian Fellner.
There we go, Fellner
today. Oh.
Is he in the Cy Young Award?
He's going to be after today. My favorite thing is the headline: D-backs seek to turn page quickly after tough loss to the Rockies. Well, you have to. 12:40 today for this team out there. Yeah. So that
We'll
was
be
fun.
fine. We'll be fine, Steven.
You think so? I do. McCarthy for the Rockies, obviously ex-Diamondback, who didn't get any at-bat chances, and they shipped him off, etc. McCarthy for the Rockies has just been on fire this season.
What's with his hair?
It's all long, and, so, and
Yeah.
his helmet falls off, and it's just flowing in the wind while he's running. But even though he's struggling these last two games, like 0 for 4 last night, he's still batting .303. But the Diamondbacks have shut down the Rockies' hottest hitter. And starting pitching has shut down the Rockies' hottest hitter. So is the bullpen, technically. And stuff like that. They have the capability. It's just, why can you not get any hits after 2 bombs in the first inning? You want to go through the list here? I'm kind of done with Newt Barr.
He's been here a week.
Where's Lord Gurriel at? Where's he coming back?
You are so impatient.
No, I watched how bad the team was yesterday. That was the problem.
It's yesterday. They won 2 out of 3 from the dang Los Angeles Dodgers.
They went to the World Series in 2023, Steve.
Wow.
That's what everybody always says. There's your Diamondbacks, folks. Your Arizona Diamondbacks.
What would you rather talk about? You rather talk about the Cardinals and starters playing? Would you rather talk about what?
Yeah, I mean,
High school football?
What do you? Well, we'll be doing that at 9:00 coming up here. Having some fun with high school football. Just a depressing Wednesday. Supposed to rain this afternoon too, like crazy from what I'm reading.
Really?
Is that really going to happen?
Well, maybe it'll rain out my golf game.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Dale's going golfing today. I think they said later afternoon is what they said. At least I don't know. I was listening to 92.3 this morning.
92.3.
Yeah. Arizona's morning news.
Why?
Jim Sharp. He's annoying. I find it really,
so
really
why
annoying.
do you listen to him?
What else am I going to listen to?
Sports, music.
Yeah, the morning sickness. Dale, you missed an easy plug there as well. Yeah. Yeah. So then Robert says the biggest thing is personnel. They went from speed chaos in 23 to a power hitting team in 24-25 to neither this year. Yeah. It's just the consistency. You're going to lose games. It's the consistency that bothers me. I watch a lot of games, a lot of baseball games. And teams will have bad games, but it doesn't go from, look like World Series champions to never seen baseball played before.
Yes, it does. Every team.
Rarely does. It's usually like they come down a little bit. Oh, they struggle to hit today. It happens. Good pitcher out there.
Yeah.
I like how Robert keeps posting Torrey's record. 728 and 749 over 10 years. I did see this will infuriate you if you're a Torrey hater out there. If you don't like Torrey, this will infuriate. I saw an article yesterday, and the headline was Torrey wants to sign another 10-year deal with the Diamondbacks. Why it should happen. I was grumpy the rest of the day after I saw that. It's hard. He's starting to advocate.
Steven, if you're doing a show in Milwaukee today,
yeah,
what would you be saying? The Brewers have won 74 games.
Yeah.
They've lost 2 in a row.
Yeah. Against a really good team, the hottest team in baseball.
They're 5-5.
One of the hottest teams in
They're
baseball.
5-5 over their last 10.
Mm-hmm.
Not all against the hottest team in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
What are you saying? Play for the draft?
No, I'd be saying,
you suck.
This team just needs a break. They'll snap out of this. I don't watch a lot of Brewers baseball. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know. The Cubs are really good, which is this is interesting. To me, the Cubs are really good. I like the way the Cubs look right now. I
Yeah.
love it. I love the way the Cubs look. This series against the Cubs coming up is going to be fascinating to see how the Diamondbacks hold up against the Cubs. Which then I sit there and I don't watch very many Milwaukee Brewers games at all. I think I've seen like 3 this year. But if they're leading that division and keeping the Cubs at bay, how good are Milwaukee right now? That's the question.
I mean, the Cubs are 8-2 over the last 10. They won 2 in a row.
They're on fire.
And they're still 4 games behind the Brewers.
So how good are the Brewers? I should probably start watching more Brewers games.
Yeah, you probably should.
Nah, I like watching the Cubs. They're so much fun to watch right now. I watched them sweep the Dodgers before the Diamondbacks did it.
Well,
Or I should have done it. Hey, let's put it that way, right? Ethan says, we got to do this here, too. That's upset Dale here. Jim Ross had successful brain surgery as well coming up here. Do you know who Jim Ross is?
Is that the painter?
No, that's Bob Ross.
Oh.
And he's dead. If he had successful brain surgery, that'd be miraculous.
So hold on, you said he had successful brain surgery coming up.
No, he just had it.
Oh, and he's good.
Yeah, I'm assuming because Ethan put successful brain surgery.
Good, I'm happy for him.
I'm assuming they found out he had a brain. Come on, Dale. How do you not know who Jim Ross is?
I don't.
Legendary WWE announcer. Now he's with AEW. Legendary announcer in wrestling.
Well, who's the guy you listened to this morning?
What?
You said on 92.3. There's somebody on.
Oh no, that's Jim Sharp.
Oh,
he's the host. He's the host of the news program in the morning. I listen to that for the traffic updates. That's why I flipped to that.
See, I would think if I was you, I'd just put my maps on the phone.
They're on too, but I still like to. I like to hear what's happening on the west side of town. I like to hear all the accidents on the west side shutting down freeways.
I'd be catching up with
As I'm driving, if I'm driving down the freeway with no traffic, I like to listen what everybody else is stuck in. Makes me just feel better about my morning.
You know what's interesting when you said that? The last 2 mornings, I usually get in the middle lane because I like the middle lane on the 51 coming down, and all of a sudden we get to close to Northern, and the left lane is just backed up, not moving, and we're kind of going at about 40. And you're always worried somebody's going to shut over into your lane.
Yeah.
And get up there, and there was one car rear-ended another car in the left lane, and they're just sitting there. And forever and ever and ever. And now coming north, I glance over, and there's an accident, and it's down to like 2 lanes.
Yeah.
Because of construction on the
yeah, me driving in, I would love to have heard them report on that. As I'm just driving through no traffic.
Yeah, you go, oh gosh, those people are really miserable. Look at me.
Yeah, I go, suckers. As I'm listening to Hanson, bop, bop, ba, doo, wop, and I'm driving down the road, just all.
Wow.
I saw. Okay, on a side note, I was just, doom scrolling one day, like a week ago or so, and I'm flipping through. Do you know who Hanson is, right, Dale? Like, you've heard the song Mbop.
Yeah.
Mbop, bop. They when they first came out, they were just like teenage kids.
Right.
Like young looking kids. I saw a video of them playing at a mall like a week and a half ago or so. The oldest one, just dark gray hair. The main one, the one that was really young and everything, the keyboardist and everything, the really young one when they first came out, it just looked like an old man. And I was just like, this is depressing. Depressing, man. They were old, Dale. They're 10, 15 years younger than me, and they looked like they were older than me. What?
They lived a hard life.
Mbopping around.
Yeah. That's a tough life, Steve.
Living off of Wetzel's Pretzels and Orange Julius, that'll take a toll on your body. How are we getting paid today, Pops?
I was going to say.
Sparrows.
I mean, they're playing in malls.
That's how they came up. They played in malls, yeah. How are you going to get the teenage girls to show up? You play in malls, man. But they look so old. Like I was just literally watching this video like, dear God, they look old. The oldest one, literally, dark, gray, silver hair everywhere. I was like, what? Robert's calling you out. He said somebody needs to wake up Dalehausen. Bring the energy, Dale. What'd you do last night? Are you tired today or something?
I don't think I'm tired.
He's watching golf. You just getting ready to get out there and play golf today?
Getting ready to. I'm watching good golf swings, trying to emulate them.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Robert does say, though, I have been told you are what your record says you are. That's right. Bill Parcells, the legend himself.
Yes.
And then Robert says, difference is the Brewers haven't been mediocre their first 120 games of the year. that is actually a good point. When mediocre comes afterwards, Dale. Just saying. I got to watch more Brewers games.
The D-backs are the closest thing we have to a successful pro franchise in the Valley.
Oh, don't. Carson Beck, man. Don't you dare start doing that.
Keep your fingers crossed that they don't come back down to earth tomorrow night.
The question is Kirk Cousins going to play tomorrow? Do you see him and Max Crosby got in a big fight?
Yeah.
And then the coach Kubiak was like, neither of you are practicing.
Well, what I told, we talked about it on the sports thing with your buddy John Holmberg yesterday. You know, when I thought about that more, first of all, Max Crosby hit Kirk Cousins, according to the article, twice.
Yes.
Why wasn't the offensive line involved?
Hard also.
You know, and that's, again, I didn't see it.
That's what I read.
And so if you read it, that's great.
I read that he hit him.
Well, why is the offensive line not involved? I mean, so a couple of our biggest training camp brawls were in the 90-91 when our defense took a couple shots at Troy. And that turned into an all-out brawl.
Yeah.
Offensive line, defensive line, you don't touch the quarterback. You know that.
They have red jerseys on.
You know that.
Yeah.
But Kirk Cousins, after the second time,
and then Kirk Cousins is starting the fight with him. Yeah.
That gives me some bad vibes.
That's actually a really good point. I didn't even think about that. A quarterback should never be fighting in that situation.
You hit our quarterback in practice.
Yeah. The quarterback gets shoved behind. Quarterback's doing that whole, you're lucky they're holding me back thing.
That's
a good point. I didn't even think about that angle of it. Yeah, if you're Max Crosby, what are you doing? I think they just did it to orchestrate a day off.
Or, like your boy Holmberg said, maybe they want Fernandez to be the quarterback.
Yeah, because Kirk Cousins is the starter on that team. They're not going to put Fernandez on there. So you think Crosby's doing that so he can get him, the young guy? Why would Max? You were a veteran in this league. And, Troy's injured. Troy went out because of an injury, not because, of anything else, right? Just took a beating and then eventually was like, I can't do it anymore. But, I mean, if you have a choice between a young guy and a veteran that's proven himself in this league to have some success, and you're a veteran out there, you don't want some young guy in there running your offense. Doesn't that tell you your lesser chance to win?
I would think so. And it honestly, it doesn't matter who's back there in a practice. The defensive lineman hits your quarterback, there's a fight.
The interesting thing about that also is, they just got that Ravens center moved over to them, remember?
Linderbaum.
Yeah, and he's a stud of an offensive line. That's a good point. I'm going to have to look into that. Where were the offensive linemen at?
Right. Yeah, well, because all I read was Kirk Cousins and him got in a fight.
The only two I saw. There's no video. Raiders are very restrictive on that portion of camp. But then if you're Kubiak, it's easy to hold those two out of practice. Because I'm sending the message to the leaders of this team.
Yeah, but again, a lot of coaches say don't fight, but when you do fight, they kind of underneath their breath go, all right, good.
It's like when your kid does something and you're like, knock that off, Knuckles. Good job, buddy. Keep it up. When mom turns her back, you're like, keep it going. It's just, I don't know. It's just, that is a fascinating story. Now you got my brain working on that a little bit. And stuff like that. We'll have to ask Sheehan when he comes up. We'll have to ask Sheehan coming up, are you allowed fighting? You allow fighting in your camp?
Well, I'm going to say high school's a little different than the NFL.
Well, because high school, you get suspended for a game or more, from the league, let alone, from the AIA, let alone anybody else as well. So, yeah, it's interesting. Interesting thing you brought up there. Yeah. But I'm looking forward to tomorrow night's preseason game for a few reasons.
Okay.
Arizona Cardinals starters are going to play. He said that.
Yeah.
Now, it's going to be a series, but still, Jacoby Brissett, Marvin Harrison, if you're healthy, you're going to be out there and playing.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to just seeing that and what the chemistry is, whatever, and then turn the ball over to Minshew and then turn the ball over to Beck, whatever happens after that. Looking forward to that. But then also, we don't know about the Raiders yet, who there's playing for them. This is their first of 3 preseason games, so we don't know what Kubiak's style is. There's 2 things I'm going to be paying attention to outside. One, LaFleur's offense last week was impressive.
Yeah.
It looked like an NFL offense, as opposed to what we've seen the last 2 years here with your boy in Detroit, Betsy. But I also want to see what Kubiak offense looks like. I know it's scale back, stuff like that. I want to see what he does as a head coach, because there's a big step up from offense coordinator to head coach.
Yeah.
And he was a dominant one there. Is he a Ben Johnson or is he a Norv Turner? We're going to get the first glimpse of that tomorrow. Now, it's preseason. I get it. But if he's just 3rd and 5 and and I get it. You hand the ball off. You want to see what a running back can do. That normally you wouldn't do that. But I want to see if there's some creativity in some of these plays and stuff like that. And are they able to run it?
Well, I think I could be most fascinated with is, first of all, I think the Stars will play at least 2 series. That's usually what you do when you play the Stars, 2 series.
Oh, 2 3 and outs. That's 6 plays, Dale.
Well, the way we were always taught, if it's 2 3 and outs, guess what? You're going out there for a third.
Going out there for another one.
Yes, you're going out there. Yeah. Does offense look just as smooth? Again, I'm not even really concerned about the results. Results are like added gravy or frosting.
You go back to the how's Brissett?
Yes. Does Brissett look the same as far as running the offense as Beck?
Absolutely. And the reason why that is my concern right now is because just the way they're talking around camp. If you didn't see it, LaFleur yesterday, even Jacoby Brissett yesterday was on the NFL Network. Ian Rappaport and Kurt Warner, they were at Cardinals practice yesterday. I was watching all the interviews from that. And even Brissett was like, I'm getting better every day. And LaFleur is like, he's getting more fluid. He's getting more fluid with the play calling. He's getting more fluid on where to look on the play calls and learning the play call. That worries me a little bit. Because they've been in camp longer than anybody else. You're still talking about fluidity. That wasn't the narrative with Carson Beck going into that game last week. But that's the narrative with Jacoby. Almost like they're building in an excuse if Jacoby Brissett doesn't look well on Thursday night, is what I'm getting. It's like they're building an excuse in there if it goes wrong and he doesn't look right.
I think you always have to have a little bit of that, especially because the thing that you risk is as good as Beck looked
the problem
last week. Mm-hmm. And again, whether you're talking about results or smoothness of the offense, whatever that is,
that's the problem. Now is not the time for Jacoby Brissett to not look like he should. Now is not the time to do it. Because, the first thing that's going to happen on Thursday, first drive ends with Brissett. If he doesn't look good,
everybody's
there's Carson Beck. Carson Beck's getting this job. Even yesterday, national media at Cardinals camp. When's Carson Beck getting into here? Does Carson Beck deserve to be a starter on this team? Does Carson Beck this? Does Carson Beck that? LaFleur goes and talks to Ian Rappaport and Kurt Warner, and it's about, Carson Beck, you got to look at him as a starter. Those conversations have happened in the last week in the national media, let alone Pat McAfee. I swear to God, it feels like every day has ran a thing on Carson Beck being how good he's looking in practice and how good he looked in that Hall of Fame game and all of that stuff. National media are paying attention to this. It is uber important that Jacoby Brissett starts tomorrow and looks better than decent, or it's going to be massive pressure on this team moving forward with that stuff. And that's what I'm going to be paying attention to. for that reason right there. Yeah.
No, it's interesting because the thing that I got out of listening to the coach talk yesterday was more about Josh Sweat.
Yeah, I'm getting. Did you see yesterday? LaFleur said he used the term injury in his talk. He goes, "Oh, Josh Sweat, he's coming back." Because they asked him why he's not practicing, why he's just on the sideline.
Right.
And LaFleur said, "Well, we're getting him ready for week 1. And, it's his ramp up." And he goes, "When you're coming back from an injury," and he paused for a second, and he said, "I shouldn't use the word term injury. When you're ramping up for the season." And I went, "Oh, man, this is a Holden. He wants out of this place."
Oh, I think he does.
It's the way they're talking about it. And he stopped himself on the word injury. He goes, "I shouldn't use injury." It's totally happening. And the Cardinals, rightfully so, are like, "Yeah, we don't care. Yeah, he's going to be on there." But yeah, isn't this fascinating? You're not going to miss game checks. You're going to go out there and do the best you can. But he's sending a message. I have a feeling he's sending a very powerful message to this team.
And again, if I'm the Cardinals, am I going to let him dictate what he gets to do?
Cardinals will not do that. They're a very stubborn organization. Did you see his comments on Wilson's contract extension, the receiver? That looked like a WWR1 last year when Marv was out. We'll get to it when we get to it. We're pretty sure we can get it done. Monty is not in a hurry to sign anybody. We learned that with Jacoby Brissett and other stuff.
Well, why do you need to extend, re-sign people when you're coming off a 3-win season?
Because he deserves a contract extension with the way he played last year. Okay, I'll give you another example. Paris Johnson Jr. He deserves an extension.
Can he stay healthy? You got to prove to me that you can play a full season.
I'm 99% sure last year they were like, "Dude, we're sucking, so we're just gonna sit you out for the last remaining 2 or 3 games."
And if that's truth, okay, I can.
That happens all the time, right? You get dinged up bad enough, and you're like, "We're not gonna risk it anymore." You just go have yourself. You come to everything, support your team for the next 3 weeks, and we'll rebuild from there. That happens all the time. Robert does say, "Would the offense stay out longer than normal with LaFleur's offense?" Well, that's the thing. It's a different era than when Dale played. It might just be go out there if you go 3 and out. But there's a lot of things to look at with this Cardinals Raiders, and I'm excited to see the Raiders as well and what they're doing and stuff to that effect coming up tomorrow night. 5 p.m. kickoff tomorrow night for Arizona Cardinals. Let's take a quick break here, late break here. We'll come back, do a short segment, and then Mike Sheehan's coming up at 9 o'clock. As long as we haven't screwed it up. That's what I was doing this morning, and I hope I haven't messed it up.
Uh-oh.
Come on back, folks. Main event. And we're back here, main event, having some fun here on this Wednesday. We got the debut of the bird's eye view here with Scottsdale Christian Academy Eagles going for 4 in a row. A lot of controversy around the SEA Eagles these days.
Okay.
Well, no, I think it's made up by loudmouth losers that like to talk a lot and bash 2A kids and everything out there. But we'll see what Mike has to say going into this.
Was that one of your subtle shots last night
wasn't
on
pretty
Twitter?
subtle. That guy's a moron.
Oh, see, I didn't see any of his tweets.
Oh.
I just saw your, if you make a mistake, it's satire.
Yeah. It's the guy that I was talking about yesterday morning.
Yeah.
It's the guy that was saying, because he went to Max Preps, and one of the years for SCA, they had like 90 players listed, but like 45 of them didn't have numbers, you know. It was obviously a mistake ad on the Max Preps.
Okay.
But last year and the year before, he kept going, they have bigger rosters than every other team. They had a 90-man roster one year. So yesterday, I told you guys yesterday, I was, woke up, chose violence against him, called him a, he writes like a child and all this other stuff. But he kept going back to that yesterday. Yeah, 90-man roster, go to Max Preps. And even other people were like, Max Preps that's not accurate, man.
No.
Not just like it's not accurate, whatever. So we go through the whole thing. He starts personally insulting me at this point.
Okay.
This fat loser who sits in a basement and watches high school kids play. Used to be a coach. He's not a coach anymore, folks, because of some shady stuff that was going on.
Ooh.
So you know.
Okay.
And everything. And he starts personally attacking me. So I'm like, all right, I'm out. I'm out of this. I go, you have a good life, whatever. Then he blocks me. After I say goodbye to him. But Dale, every year he comes to me and he begs me to come on this show. I'll come on your show. I'll come on and talk to SGA. I don't hate SGA. I'll come on and talk about it. I'm like, no, you bring nothing to the program. If you want to talk about 2A football, 3A football, fine. Let's have a discussion about it.
Right.
But you're not coming on to tell the world how you don't hate SCA when everybody sees that you do. And he gets so mad that he doesn't get invited on it. Then it's just like long paragraph, 3-page writings from him on, I didn't want to go on that stupid show anyway. I don't know who you are. So I just respond and go, then stop asking to come on. You asked publicly today to come on the show. Last year, you asked to come on the show. You reached out to me to come on the show. He's like, prove to me you did that. And I'm just like, dude, enough. I'm done with you. You're personally attacking me now. I don't care about you. I didn't say that. I just said, you're personally attacking me. You have a good life, whatever. And then he blocks me. And then, because if you know how Twitter works, you block people now, you can still, I don't even follow him. Yesterday, he was all like, well, just don't follow me. I've never followed you, Tiger. You pop up on my feed, and I wish you'd stop. Because I just too lazy to mute you or do whatever. Because I just don't care. I'll just scroll past you. And everything. So he blocks me. And then he just goes on these big rants about what an idiot I am. Oh, it was satire. The 90-member thing was satire. Everybody knows that I'm just a jokester. And I'm just like, you're a loser that nobody respects, sir.
Wow.
So that was my fun yesterday. I chose violence against this guy.
And this before you had your eggs and bacon?
Well, no, this was all yesterday afternoon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was just the morning thing was one thing. Then it was all afternoon after that. It's just, I don't care. Have your opinion on teams. I don't give a crap. I don't give a crap what your opinion is about a high school football team and stuff like that. But be factual.
Yeah. Don't
sit here and gaslight the world. Oh, that 90 member. Because literally, he put a post out yesterday afternoon that said, I have 90. Look, go to Max. It was 72 paragraphs long. It was all about how Max Preps has 90. That's why I say it. Blah, blah. And I go, they don't have 90 kids. Well, how do I know? I'm not there. I don't count it. And I'm like, logically, it tells you they don't have 90 kids. And so I'm like just typing that. I'm like saying like cordial. And then the personal attacks started coming. And I was like, poof, let's go.
Look at you,
let's
all
go,
fired up. 2A football, I see where 3 programs have been canceled.
Yeah, it's happening now, yeah.
Many farms.
Well, that's the thing. He's blaming SCA for that. He's blaming SCA and Pima and the good 2A schools for these schools shutting down their programs because they can't compete. Varsity programs. If you don't know how it works, and Mike talks about it all the time, you have to recruit your hallways when you're a small school.
Yeah.
Meaning you're going to the basketball kids. You're going to the baseball kids. You're going to the athletes that you can find. You're walking up and down the hallways going, hey, buddy, I'm looking a little complete alignment for us, pal. Come play for us. Let's do it.
Well, that's one of the things that Mike's done a tremendous job of is because it used to be SCA was a basketball school.
Yeah.
And then it was a baseball school. And now it's a football, baseball, basketball school. And a lot of basketball players would never step foot on the football field.
And female flag football. Their female sports are unbelievable as well. I know it's separate from football. I just wanted to give them a shout. No, but it's just like football season's here. That guy's finally out of my life. I don't have to see his crap anymore. It's just stupidity. It's just it just cracked me up. I was having fun with it yesterday. I was in a bad mood yesterday, just in general. I just wasn't feeling it yesterday. And so I was just taking my anger out on that dude. And I wasn't mean about it. I actually stayed pretty cordial for a guy that was personally attacking me. It was funny. Dale, he's like, bring me on your program and we'll talk about it. I'm like, no. And then he'd be like, then after like the third time of me saying no, he'd go, well, I don't care about your stupid program. And I'm like, then quit asking to come on. Quit asking to come on. And also, thanks for watching this morning, Tiger.
Well, speaking of that, let's see what old Sheehan looks like. Has he put on some weight?
I saw him on Saturday night.
Yeah?
I don't know, but he told me, he goes, man, Steve, you look taller. You look like you've lost some weight. And then I go, no, I'm just getting wider.
Maybe that's why he's the number one realtor.
I know. No, and then he goes, as he says it, and then he walks off. But he goes, maybe it's because you're wearing a black shirt. And then he turned around and walked off. And I was like,
and so you're wearing that same black shirt today?
No. This like this little dress thing right here. It's a nice shirt. Yeah.
Didn't say it wasn't, but it could have been the same black shirt.
No, it wasn't. No, it was a plain black. I'm not stupid. When I go out in public, I was in Scottsdale. It's slim down, no stripes. This
South Scottsdale, Steve.
No, that was Fashion Square. I was right there by State 44, right across the street from it.
That's South Scottsdale.
Do the North Scottsdalers?
Oh, please, Steve.
They're the ones that go down to.
We'll go down there
to shop at Prada.
Yeah, but then then we'll leave.
Remind me later on, folks. I got a beef with Prada because I forgot about something, and I got a beef with Prada. Treating Autumn like garbage, Prada.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do not treat Autumn.
Remind me to talk about this. Yeah, that sales, not this trip. It was earlier, but I forgot about it. Autumn reminded me, and I never did anything about it. Ooh. I'm coming to Prada, folks. I'm coming to Prada. And I'm going to waste your salespeople's time. Memorize this face, because when I walk in, I'm going to spend hours in there buying stuff just to return it. Cost your people time and money. You treat people like that. Oh. Come on back, folks. Mike Sheehan up next. And we're back here at the main event, second hour. Well, Dale, it's officially here. It's Wednesday here. Follow us, YouTube Live, TME Media AZ. We'll start promoting this so everybody can join us live, and all the Scottsdale Christian Academy's opponents can tune in and watch this version as well, this segment as well. Live on YouTube, TME Media AZ, of course, on demand later in the day as well. Text line 623-252-6670. We got a very exaggerated Tori's got to go. Like 4 lines of O's today. Obviously, a lot of people not happy with that output last night. But, hey, it is high school season. Starts here. If they've been practicing, scrimmage tonight, game next Friday. Let's start it, our 4th year here, Dale, with a bird's eye view. You saw their 3-time QA state champion back to back to back. I was trying to figure out how to do that graphic. You're making my life difficult, Coach Michael Sheehan, as we put his name on our graphics there. How you doing, Mike?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely. You're good. We're actually rocking and rolling here today.
I'm in like a green room. Like, I know. It's pretty awesome right here. I don't know.
I was just saying, what? Are you in a media room? Do you have a media classes now, or what?
It's at SCA. I'm in one of the media rooms. They made a green room with a door on it and everything. And hey, Dale, I haven't seen you in a while. How's it been?
It's been a lot. Hey, make sure you give me a call, and we'll do that lunch that we were going to do in June.
But, no, it's been a while.
Yeah, it has been a while. You look good. Have you lost some weight?
No, dude.
No?
You heard me. Did you? Okay, I was wondering if the volume was on in commercial. Could you hear me?
No.
That's what that. No, I'm up 20 pounds, dude. Like, I appreciate it, but this angle that I have, the computer is working out really well right now.
It is. It's not
but
looking
if I lean
up.
back, it gets a little thicker as you go back. But no, I went on vacation.
Everything's black. You got the black shirt. You got the black backdrop. That's perfect for you.
It is like it's black as thin, like thinning, right? So I'm up 20. We went on vacation in San Diego and I gained 15 pounds literally in a week's time. In a week's time. We had just finished summer. I ate and sat on the beach. Like I was a straight walrus. Like that's all I was, like the whole time. So.
Wow.
Hey, Rob, before we get started on SCA stuff, Robert says, can't wait for the Hammond Bears talk.
You mean the best team in the NFL? Like the best team in the NFL.
Wherever they play. Wherever they play.
I don't care. Yeah. The Hammond Bears, wherever they are, as long as Caleb's leading us with that fingernail polish and all that stuff, we're good to go. We are okay. I remember last year, they're not very good. We stopped doing our show, and all of a sudden they're one play away from the NFC Championship game. So I don't know if I'm always right, but I'm always right. So just letting you know.
Well, we brought you on after that when they were. Yeah, we brought you on, or we at least talked about bringing. I'm pretty sure we brought you on.
No, we talked about it.
Oh, we just talked about it. Yeah, because I get this text.
Good enough. Yeah, because you didn't want to be like you didn't want to be wrong. It's okay.
I always bring you. I'm wrong a lot around here. It's all satire, Mike. It's all satire around here.
Listen, whatever we say, right or wrong, it's all satire.
It's all satire. Of course. Hey, tell us about your offseason with your team. Obviously, new quarterback this year. Lots of seniors gone from last year's team. It's almost like a reset year after 3 championship runs, man. What's the expectations? How do you keep these guys grounded and all that fun stuff in the offseason?
Expectations are still high, right? I feel like we now have a legitimate standard, which like obviously you go into a program first year, wanted to do it, get better this way, Dale. Like I kind of do things a little bit differently. I still don't even know what my rhyme or reason is for stuff, but I kind of go with the flow of things. Our standard's high. We're always shooting for that gold ball at the end of the year. We do know that we're replacing a quarterback, we're replacing a lot of positions. We're kind of resetting. The younger is now older now, and they got to get a little bit more experience and go through some stuff. But I think we're on a good trajectory right now. I think it's one of those things where you start the year, and when we go into Pima next week and tonight, like scrimmage, we'll probably throw the ball a little bit more just to kind of throw the ball a little bit more. So it's not going to look like our true offense tonight and our true defense tonight. It's really just to get some good reps. But we'll really find out next Friday against Pima. I'm interested to see who we are and what we are. If we're physical, if we're fast, if we know what we're doing, if we're well coached. You don't know until you know. And that's the hard thing about this part of the year.
So the interesting thing, it seems like every year around August is when Arizona gets its hottest. How have you dealt with the weather? Do you adjust practices, morning, evening? How have you gone about that the last couple of weeks?
We have, I go in the morning until the last possible minute. So we go 6 to 9 until literally our last morning practice last week was Saturday. So we went 6 to 9 all June, 6 to 9 July, the beginning of August. We've been going 6 to 9. We truly just moved to afternoons this week. So we pretty much go 4:30 to 7. And how I kind of set up the practice schedule is if we can get on the field at first, we would love to get on the field at first. But if we got to go and chalk talk and weight room first and then get on the field after that, they've got these like goofy Dopplers now to figure out how hot it is, what the dew point is. And then you go like black, red, orange, yellow. There's like different versions to it. Monday we were in the black, so we didn't get on the field till about 5:30. Yesterday we were in the orange, so we were able to start right on time. So it really just depends on what that little Doppler says. But 4:30 to 7, you get a little bit better heat advisory because it is what it is. It's been cooler with the rain, but it also doesn't help the mugginess.
Right.
It's all over the place.
Right.
And you're spending all that time with other sports teams, that are starting up and things to that effect. So when you get pushed back, that goes to them as well, right? In terms of the practice times.
Yeah, unfortunately, so it's hard, especially being a smaller school, right? And we are getting a new field built out across the street, and we're supposed to get a new weight room in the next couple of years. But until that time, the sports and the athletics have grown so much at SA, which is amazing. Like our girls football team has, I think, 40 plus girls right now won the state championship last year. So we're sharing the field with them, which I love. Like I totally love that. But then you've got your off-season teams that want to be using the weight room. And if they're scheduled for the weight room at this time and our practice gets pushed back, like unfortunately, like, we take precedence, and I don't like to do that to other programs, but we got to kind of move some stuff around. And, I don't like to be the guy, well, it's football first, but we have the most amount of kids. So it's hardest to move us around. I don't even know if that answered your question, but that was the answer.
Right.
Since you just brought it up, what's your roster size this year? What I'm getting at is first year.
I think there's a guy. There's a guy on Twitter. It says I think we're at 90. So I think are we around 90
I don't know. That was
70 or 90 or something? I don't know.
Boy,
Whatever
really
he says is right.
Really
so
grown.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What if I tell you our roster size is at satire? I don't even know. If I say our actual roster size?
What I'm getting at is your first year. I mean, you've been on this program for 3 years, so without getting into the numbers of it, right? I know we're having fun with that other conversation, but your first year you had a hard time. You had just the kids that wanted to play football. Next year you win that state championship. You got some basketball guys that wanted to come over and play. Stuff to that. So you technically grew the roster, but from the hallways. Last year, you actually lost. It was harder to get kids to play last year at the beginning of the year. Some kids didn't want to do it or move into that side from the other sports. So what I'm getting at is this year, you've got 3 in a row. I can imagine some of the kids are like, I don't want to be part of the first team to not win a championship. I don't want to do that type of stuff. So what's the
I haven't thought about that.
Yeah.
That's a good, interesting comment right there. I think football's hard, and I think not every kid wants hard in their life. So I feel like our roster size kind of stayed the same. I think we're between, I'm trying to get it to 50. We're probably at like 46, 47 right now. School started today. The only reason I'm on campus is to make sure I'm walking around and be like, hey dude, like, would you want to play football? Or if there's new kids, like, that's why I'm here today. That's why I'm in the green room here. But we're like high 40s, but honestly, I think you're right. I think I don't think it's necessarily they don't want to be the first team that loses. I think
that's just me.
There's a lot of kids but I agree. I think there's a lot of kids this age that run from hard work. And we've probably had 5 or 6 kids quit.
Yeah. Because
I don't think they realize like what it takes to be successful or what it takes to work hard. And it's not even about winning at the end of the day. It's honestly, we're trying to change some like attitudes and change some young men. And I think once they get into that, it's a little bit hard for some of those kids. They're not pushed that hard. Life's been pretty easy. There's electronics all over the place that make you lazy. And as soon as you take those things away and work hard, like some kid, it's not for some kids. It actually is for every kid, but it's easy to quit. It's easier to quit than push through some of that stuff too. So I think there's a lot of that. There's a little bit of epidemic in that.
So I know that it's talk around the state and all that, your guys' success and all that. So, like the college coaches, NFL coaches, with each successive championship, they get more and more money. What's your bonus up to now?
I think I get less and less every year. That's what it is. It's like,
they're building a new
he's here,
football
he's not
field.
going anywhere. No, it's definitely not a money thing. There's no bonuses. There's none of that. I think my whole stipend goes to my kids going to school here. So it's, you know what I mean? It's one of those things. I don't do it for that. I don't do it for the money. I do it for the kids and the school and the program and all that stuff. And there's no bonus.
Let's give your other part of your life a little shout out here. Says Steve saw your little movie the other night and, number one again. And just give us the name of your real estate company and what you do there.
You got to start plugging that, Mike. You don't do a good job of plugging that thing, man. You got to start plugging
I know. It. I try not to. I try to separate like my business from that, but at the same time, real estate is all relationships. So it's like, I love people. I love doing stuff. Like, I feel like I'm a coach all the time. I like having people, like helping people find their next home. And it's a cool thing because you get paid to do it at the same time, unlike football. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. But real estate I've been doing for a long time. I have my own group. I think I have 8 or 9 agents that I work with that are work under me.
Hold on, is it
been doing it for a long time.
I mean, what kind of leader is it? 8? Is it 9? Is it 10?
Well,
come on.
Hey, when the market's not good, like they just kind of disappear, right?
Okay.
Like real estate's hard. It's hard. It's a constant grind. You don't get paid a salary, and if you're not making money, you got to do something else. So 8 or 9 is truly the answer because. Somebody might have to go get a job to be able to make sure they pay their bills. And I totally get that, but they're always on the team. There's always a spot. So when the market gets hot, they can come back and, go like that. But I do pretty well. I am, like I said, or you guys said, I'm like in the top, I think 0.005%, but I think it's kind of cocky to say that instead of 1%. But I'm up there. I work hard. When I'm not coaching, I'm definitely doing real estate or coaching my own kids or hanging out with my wife. But that's literally all I do is kind of help people. That's how I feel.
Well, how do people get a hold of you if they're looking to buy a house or sell a house?
Dude, I'm not as cheesy as that 72 sold, but you should have a little blurb right here, just like the Sheehan Group.
Okay, we'll set it up. We'll set it up. That's the thing,
This segment needs to be sponsored by the Sheehan Group and put my cell phone number up there. Well,
hey,
I don't know if I want my cell phone number for everybody who listens to this per se, but
that's the problem right there, right? But no, I was thinking about the other day because you advertise around SEA. Of course, you support them and stuff like that. And then I was even thinking, like, man, we should be advertising this segment of the show on your new gorgeous scoreboard and all of that stuff. And I was like, it might be too late, but I was like, I got to hit Mike up on that. So
that's a good idea. I actually like that. That's a good
fan
idea.
Base there, the parents, the students. And it's on YouTube now, live on YouTube, and
I love that. That's actually great. We'll do something with that.
Keep that in mind, but it's all part of the advertising side of it because, like you said, it's. I've talked to a bunch of coaches in this off season, and a lot of them, you could tell the ones that aren't in it for the kids, they're in it for their own glory, kind of, and reliving into that. And there's a lot of them out there that are doing it for the love of it, and some of them are being kind of pushed out right now as well because they have to work the outside jobs and they can't do both and stuff to that effect. So I think it's important that we at least from our perspective, we support you guys as coaches as well with what we do here, which brings me to the next question. You start losing, nobody's going to care, right? And you start next week at Pima coming up here. Now, let me ask you this.
It could happen.
On the scrimmage tonight, is it just your team scrimmaging or are you having teams come up there?
No, we're playing with some good teams. We've got ALA Ironwood, who's going to be extremely good. They're a 3A team. They've got like 80 kids in their program. They're not even bringing like freshmen and sophomores. They're a built-up program. And then we have Gilbert Christian as well. So it's 2 3A teams that we are scrimmaging tonight. And this is kind of where I'm going to say, like, when you look at our sidelines compared to theirs, yes, we're successful, but we do good with what we have, right? So when you see they'll probably have double the amount of numbers, but we'll compete like heck with them. That's why I like to schedule them. They're going to be great teams, and they're going to beat us up a little bit, but that's what we need right now.
So now another thing that just happened, it seemed like a couple of weeks ago that I read about the fact that there's been a few 2A schools that have canceled their programs for this season. One of them was on your schedule. Well, what does that do to you guys and PowerPoints and how do you handle it?
It's I'm kind of slowly handling it right now. And I don't wish this upon any program, but I'm hoping a couple other programs maybe have that problem. Maybe they only have a JV program, because I would love, listen, at the end of the day, state championships are cool, but it's all about the experience. And part of the experience is the regular season. Mm-hmm. And you only get so many games, right? So I don't want these young men to lose a game because of another program. So now we kind of got to scramble. There's like one or two schools that we've identified that could maybe play that week, but I don't know if they'll want to play us, if they it's a drive, we'll go to them. But the thing is, the hardest part about this week, this is hard for us. So high school goes to retreat, and we go up to Flagstaff for a full week. It's like Monday through Friday, or Tuesday through Friday, and that we go to retreat, and it's up at Lost Canyon, and we're there the whole week. We don't practice football, we don't do anything. Then we had a game, so Glendale Prep was supposed to be that Friday night. We would leave from Lost Canyon, drive down, get here, and go play a football game with 0 practices. Now, the kids get sick because they're staying up late and they're in bunk beds and all that stuff. So I have this little internal conflict right now of like, okay, do we play a game that weekend? Do we take that as a bye week? Do I take a game away from the kids? Like, and at the same time, I know stats matter to kids too. So you lose a game, you lose stats. And we've been pretty successful the last couple of years. So even in the conference meeting last year, I felt like people are a little bit tired of us, whether we have the better players or not. So we have to back some stuff with stats now. So it's almost like if you didn't vote for us, it's not a feeling. You're literally voting against something. So it's like there's so many different factors weighing into this right now. I don't know. There you go.
You're turning into the SEC, right? Where you don't want to, if you take the bye week that week, all your competitors are going to say, well, they're trying to take the easy way out with the bye week instead of scheduling somebody. That is an interesting thing to think. How did you do last year? Because last year was the first year that happened with the no bye weeks. How did you do last year? Mm-hmm. I don't remember. You probably won it because you had a good successful.
We did win, but it was like it started like we ended up winning that same game. It was like 56-14, but we were good, right? So it's just like it was a home game, which makes a difference. We moved it to a Saturday, which makes a difference. Yeah. You know, so it does. You get a day of rest. You do all those things. We were good. It was a good team to play that week, but it makes it difficult because now one of the only opportunities that we do have is we get here and then we'd have to drive another 2 hours to a rural school to go play, and the opposite way of Flagstaff. So, you know, we puts us on a bus for 6 hours after a week of no practice. Like, do you worry about injuries? Do you worry about kids saying, like, you know, all the things? Are we putting too much on a kid at this point? Is there too much worry about the stats and the wins and all that stuff where you stop worrying about the kids and their health? And there's so many things. There literally are so many things to that week. That's like the toughest week it could have happened.
And it's week 4 in the season for people that are tracking at home.
So what's also
one quick? Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I was quoted by Ober in the Arizona Republic about and it wasn't like a shot, but I feel like last year they took the bye weeks away from us, and we are the smallest rosters, the smallest, and we have a good sized roster for our level, but there's rosters with like 25, 30 kids on it, and you're not giving that school a bye. I do feel like I never, ever, ever have opinions about rules and AIA and all that kind of stuff. But the one thing I will say, with the smallest level schools, taking bye week away is very difficult.
You said that last year.
It also doesn't, and it also doesn't help if there's a scheduling thing, because no one has a bye. So if one team's drops, you kind of like, it screws 10 teams, where if you had some buys, you can kind of move some stuff around, make it work, and everyone's happy. But we can't do that. We don't have that option or that luxury, and it's not our fault.
Well, what about the other schools that are being dropped? Obviously, Glendale Prep doesn't have a varsity program. There's
no bye weeks. There's no finagling.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So their weeks would be different than yours, so you couldn't buy it out.
Yeah, so it's just all those people miss that week, and there's nobody during those weeks that would be open.
Yeah,
unless another team drops.
Because that's the thing that's a good thing you bring up. I didn't think about it. is, like seniors this year, if you don't get a game in that week, they're taking that experience away from them for that side. And if you don't take away the outside noise and the talk of, they're just shunning a game now to get healthy and be better, whatever. But think about it from the player's perspective, and they're like, if it is their senior year or whatever, every game matters to them and to get out there and do it. So that is a great take.
Say you have a transfer too. Last one. I know they like you. Like, say you have a transfer. We have no transfers, so we're not worried about this. But say you have a transfer, that kid loses another game.
Yeah, because he has to sit out 4?
Yeah, 5. He's got to sit out 5. So if you don't have a game 4, then he's not playing until game 7. Then
right. Question that I'm sure you're going through this, maybe a little bit last year too, but the SCA were the darlings. You win a state championship. Oh, that's cool. They haven't won one since, there were leather helmets and all that. But then you win another one, and now you win another one. It goes from, it happened to everybody. It happened to the Cowboys in the 90s. It happened to the Chicago Bulls. It happened to Golden State. They're the cute, cuddly little things. And Steph Curry was so cute and all that. And all of a sudden they start winning 2 or 3, and they're like, all right, I'm tired of them. How do you, your staff, and the players deal with that sentiment?
It's interesting because it's always changing, right? I feel like, it was cool. SCA won the first year. Then all of a sudden we had this miraculous season 2. And like now, literally, and I get it because I didn't like the Patriots when they were winning, right? So like you get tired of the people. You get tired of the same thing. So, and I was also quoted for this, I feel like, I don't know if we were ever the darlings. Like maybe I wanted to feel that way. But I feel like we're the good guys. I do feel like we do things the right way. I promise you I do. I feel like we got great kids that do things the right way. So unfortunately, we become a little bit of the villain type stuff. And I feel like we're just going to embrace it. People aren't going to like us. Like, I hope they respect us because we do the things the right way and we've been successful in the right way. We don't recruit. We don't have gigantic rosters. We are homegrown. Our kids have been here since kindergarten. Like, I hope people can respect that. But I know at the same time, they're probably really tired of us. And I understand that. But that's not my fault. Well, I'm not here to worry about feelings and all those stuff. We're going to embrace the victim, or we're going to embrace the villain. We're not going to be villains, but if you're going to paint us as that, we're just going to play football the same and not change. We're not going to play down or feel bad for being successful.
Well, that's you would do the same thing if you were an opposing coach, where you would be like, all right, we got to get to this point, so right? You'd say all this stuff to your team to get them motivated, even though they know how good you are. So you get that element in football as well, and stuff to that effect. I can't tell you just from my, out there and stuff. I mean, I've had interactions with some schools you've beaten a lot lately, that have a lot of talent out there and stuff. And I've had fan bases just be like, what are they doing different there? And I've literally just looked at them like, they look identical to you. I thought you guys were going to win that game, and they just get it out at the end, type of a situation. I think the respect's there, but I think what a lot of people get caught up on is the getting their teams ready to play and focus and stuff like that going against the best, right? You're going to fire them up that way, just like you would do out there.
I think I'm cheesy. I think that's why maybe I'm different because I tell my boys I love them all the time. I don't like to say this out loud, but sometimes I'll cry in front of them. I'm very vulnerable. I have real conversations with them. I'll pray with them, and we're reading a book together right now. So it's like, every program wants to be like, slam, we want to beat this up. We want to do this. Like, there's an emotional, vulnerable culture part of this that's huge. And I think that's the difference in us. Who's reading a book is a program. Like, I'm sure coaches tell them, like, their players, they love them. But, like, I think our bonds are great. I think our assistant coaches love on each other. Like, when Dale was there, like, he's still going to dinner with those guys and lunch with those guys. And I think it's a culture thing. It's a love thing. It's a growing young men thing. And if you make football the last thing, then you'll be really good.
Well, I mean, just as a side note, I can tell you, just to add on to that, just when I'm out there, it's funny. I always joke around, like I get treated like I'm somebody on the team, and I'm like, players are 5'5" in me, and I'm just like, guys, I'm I'm just here to report on your game or whatever.
Awesome.
Coaches will come over and talk to me and stuff like that. So it is, and I'm not saying other teams aren't that way and stuff like that, but it is an amazing thing that you guys do up there, and you guys got to get credit for it there as well. So
at the end of the day, before I get out of here, Mike, the biggest compliment is you wouldn't like you and your team at this point.
Yes.
I would not. I would not. I honestly, I would find so much about Mike Sheehan that I really like. Even I would respect it, but I'd be like, oh, I hate that guy, and this is why.
Yeah, look at
and
the
my
way
team
he
would know.
walks. Look at the way he
Yes.
talks.
Yeah.
That my
That's
team
what
would
I
know
get.
all about it, and we would. Oh, we don't like Sheehan. Oh, guaranteed. Yeah, you're 100%.
Yeah, that's what cracks me
100%.
up about some of that noise is like it's like, well, you'd be the same way, type of a deal. But it is fun.
Yeah.
But hey, Mike, we got a little short one here today. I wanted to get you on. You're going to be on every Wednesday for the season coming up here, except for that break week. You always miss that week coming up here as well. Oh, actually, never mind. I tell you what, do you have a second? I can bring you back now. Ethan's producing and he was having problems. So let's take a break. Can you come back, Mike, with me? I got a couple other things.
I don't even know what's going on, but
All right.
I'm here.
I know.
Yes.
We just changed stuff
Yeah.
here. I know. We
Dale's
changed
good
stuff
to
on the
see you. Are you
fly.
getting out of there, Dale?
I'm getting
He's
out
gonna
of
go
here.
Yeah, are you
golf.
leaving?
Yeah, I got
Oh,
tea
shit.
time.
Hey, Mike, look at
I
that.
should have known it was the T-shirt.
Look at that-
It wasn't
look at that
that
polo-
just blue old
Yeah,
shirt.
look at
on
that polo shirt he's got on there. I don't even know what that is right now. He's
Is
just-
it
It's
chiclets?
SMU.
Are they like chiclets?
It's SMU.
it's the ponies.
Yeah, the pony.
It looks like good and plenty
the
for
greatest
like the candy. Looks like a bunch of
college
good and
football
plenty.
program in history. 81, 84.
Their quarterback got hurt.
SMU.
Quarterback's hurt. He's got a thumb problem. What's his name? He's got hurt.
That's fine.
Jennings
but
got hurt.
81, 84 were the best team in the country.
He doesn't care about today's
No,
team. He doesn't care about today's team, Mike. Yeah, come on back. Let's have some fun with Mike
All right,
here.
will
Getting ready before we get into the game weeks out there. Dale, get out of here. We're tired of seeing you. Come on back, everyone. Main event. And we're back here, main event. Testing out this new thing we got here. Dale takes off here. He's going to go play a round of golf, getting out a little bit early for the heat sets in and the rain comes rolling in today. But Mike Sheehan's gracious enough to stay with us here for another segment. We literally are doing this on the fly, Mike. So talk. Let's make sure we can hear you.
Fine. That's fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah, where everything's
Can you hear
fine.
me?
Hearing everything, we
All
had to
right.
kind of rebuild the setup for you here, and we were working on it yesterday and this morning, and some unknowns going into it. But it was scrimmage tonight. Last year, obviously you want to get out of this healthy. Last year, you had a young player that dislocated his knee, if I remember correctly.
Like
but
broke a femur.
Is that what it
broke
was?
a
Yeah.
femur.
during this event
So
here, so you want to be healthy tonight, right?
Yeah, I will say this. It's even the other coaches know I like to get competitive. So I think I'm going to tone myself down a little bit tonight and just like, okay, let's throw the ball around a little bit. They can't hit the quarterbacks. Let's get some good work. Let's get some pass protection. Let's get the ball out. If we complete stuff, great. Let's work on the little things and kind of get out of there healthy tonight is truly the goal. That sounds soft,
Yeah.
but it's not, because every year we've had an injury. We had
Yeah.
knee,
Yeah.
broken femur. So
Yeah.
we got to be careful.
And I'm not saying last year's kid wasn't pivotal to the team, but
No,
a
but
guy that you were counting on a lot a couple years ago went down with that knee injury.
yes,
So I'm not saying
yes.
I'm not saying it's less last year or anything to that effect, but you want to get out of this healthy. So look, just to set everybody up for this season, you start at Pima coming up here. Last year, Pima had a lot of graduations, and last year they had a down year for Pima standards. Obviously, those kids are a year older coming in. It'll be more competitive coming up. This is for your first game, and you go to Pima for your first game, right? What is that? 2.5-hour drive for you?
Yeah,
down
2
there on a
hours,
Friday
45
night?
minutes. It's a haul. It's definitely a haul, and they're going to be. They were, they Pima'd last year at the beginning of the year. I think they were young. They were all that stuff. There was a lot of hype. It was a Thursday night. There was rain. There was like all of the things. They had driven three hours. Like their quarterback got hurt in their scrimmage, so I feel like the Pima we got at the beginning of last year was not the Pima at the end. They were in the Santan game in the playoffs. I was watching that the other day again. They were right there until the end. They threw a pick six, changed it. So they definitely got so much better throughout the year. And their quarterback's they have a 4-year starting quarterback now. Grimes, he's going to be there. They've got a backfield of Palmer, who's a senior. Another young man that's playing tailback. They got a big old line. I think they're going to be much improved this year. Let's say that.
The question I got for you on this is because you've this is the 4th year you've been coming on this show, but even before that, you started with Santan, right? A top level 2A team. Every year you expect them to compete and play hard. You start with that team. Now Pima last year, Pima this year as well. So you always start against a team that's supposed to be in the running here for a championship or get to the championship game in 2A. Is that done on purpose by you guys? And then kind of lay off?
I like that. I truly like that. It's kind of going back and forth. We beat Santan that first year I was here. Santan beat us up that first game.
Well, that was at Santan, and then you went Santan.
Yeah, so we won at Santan, and then they came to our place and they beat us. And then Pima, we won last year, and now we're going to Pima. So I like having a good team in the beginning of the year. Let's see where we're at, right? We don't get to play these guys in region, so let's play them now. It's usually a good playoff matchup, right? So it's I like doing that, and I truly think doing that early and seeing what you got early is only going to help you for the long haul because our region will actually be much improved this year. I will say that our region will be much improved. The coaches are awesome. It's really getting better. So I feel like that's going to be more of a challenge. But in years past, we had Coronado and stuff like that. And there was a couple games where there was, I'm not trying to be.
No, you outmanned them. The basic line is you outmanned them. They didn't have.
So for lack of better words. Yeah. So I think it's, I think I always like to have a challenge and build those open games a little bit tougher than most people. I don't want to go in soft. I want my guys getting better fast and, just continuing throughout the season.
Yeah, you got Borgade. You got Tonopah Valley, who was down last year after being really good the year before.
They'll be good, though. They got a lot of kids. There's a 900-kid school.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Yeah. And they're coming to you. That's an early game. I expect them to be improved this year. Then Borgade Catholic. They were good last year, playoff team. Yeah. And you guys got them coming up in week 3. The week 4 is the scheduling mishap there with Glendale Prep canceling their varsity season here as well. Then you got the regional action. So yeah, this isn't, on paper, this is some tough schools you're playing at the beginning of the year. And, a lot of teams will want to play the soft schedule first and then kind of go into that side. And you do the opposite. And in the years past, right? Your second, I think it was your second year, second championship. Right, you did not have a good regular season record. You were losing those games early.
6-4.
Yeah, and then you guys turned it on. Yeah.
Well, we start 1-3.
I think it was 1-3. I think we started
1-3, and it's our
same situation as what you have this year. Is what I'm getting at, right? New quarterback, you had to break in. I remember that first game. Loved your quarterback the last 2 years to death. But that first 3 or 4 games in that season, it was a little rough.
It was rough watching Sean that first game against Santan. Because, listen, Santan is extremely well coached. They're a good football team. They're probably favorites this year, to be honest. So it's we got them this year. They were favorites that year, and we had a miraculous season, whatever you want to call that. But they were favored, and then kind of we were favored last year. I think they're probably going back to favorite this year. So there's good programs in this. And, that first year with that first game with Sean, it was definitely a learning curve, and it takes a while.
Well,
It
I mean,
takes a
but
lot.
yeah, but by the halfway through that season, Jean was throwing beautiful balls down the field, and I didn't want to name him because I didn't want him to hear me saying how bad he was at the beginning.
No, he knows. Like he left for college on Monday and he's
Yeah.
going to compete for a job at Chapman University. So
Yeah.
it's like he's grown so much from that first game. That was his first ever start. And,
Yeah.
Carson Reed, his
And he was
first ever
a
start's gonna be
lineman
next
before
Friday.
you guys converted him over to the
Yes.
quarterback position. So you have that same situation going to this year, right? New quarterback. Yes, you're getting Dickerson back and a few other players that were great, really good players last year for you guys. You're getting those guys back, but lineman, your center graduated last year. I think your center
No,
right
Sam's
guard.
back. No, thank bejesus. Sam Watkins is back.
Oh,
he
he
is back.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, he's just been around forever. He's been
Yeah.
starting for us since his sophomore year. He
Yeah,
was
I'm not going to lie to you.
All-State.
I'm not going to lie. Is he a doctor by now? Is the question.
No.
Yeah,
he's just
I
been
assumed he
starting
was just
so
a graduate. Yeah, okay.
long. Yeah,
I'm
no,
not
it's
up
a
on
good.
your roster.
I love having him back. He's the
Yeah.
anchor. He's definitely, and he's got a younger brother, Ben, who's a sophomore, who's going to play some tailback for us. He's him and Elrod are going to be like a thunder and lightning. We keep calling it like how the Lions were with Jamar Gibbs and Montgomery. That's what I feel like they're going to be.
Yeah. So tell me, same coaching staff, Ty's back as well. Your defensive
Yep.
coordinators are back. Your coaching staff shrunk last year because it's obviously a big commitment and guys, have to make money to support their families and stuff like
Yes.
that. Coaching staff, any major changes, anything coming in for this year?
No, we added a coach, Coach Aaron Weiss, who coached at Brophy and Saguaro during the big years. He's Kenny Dillingham's actual brother-in-law, so he brings a lot to the table. It's he's a great quarterback, so we're getting him to work with Carson, so the development comes a little bit quicker. So
Well, you have to explain who Carson is. Tell everybody.
Yeah, Carson Reed is our new starting quarterback. Yeah. So he would have started on defense for us last year because Sean was playing quarterback. He would have been our backup. Had a knee injury week 1 and didn't play again.
Yeah,
so he has one varsity start, and it's Veritas as a freshman. That game we won, that we had everybody kicked out, right? So we couldn't
in that playoff game. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So that playoff. Sorry, I had a client call.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, he started that game that year, right?
Yep, yeah, he started that game and all that. So
he threw a pretty football. He threw a pretty football for that game and everything. So
I think he only threw like 6 times and had 2 touchdowns. I think it was like 2. I think it was like 3 for 6 with 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't want to overhype it if he's watching this. So take this with a grain of salt, kid. But no, I remember because I told you, your future's bright with that kid, man. The way he throws that thing, I remember telling you that.
He is good, and I think it's going to be a learning curve because he lost a whole year of football. So that's why I kind of want to spin it around tonight, and I think it'll be interesting to see like his development and his growth throughout the year too. I think he's super intelligent, confident, like very well versed. He's got great feet too. He can run really well. So it's going to be that's the one thing where I'm like, okay, what do we have here? Right? What do we have here? I know we have a good athlete, but I know we had a kid that lost a whole year of football, and it's his first year starting. So I think his maturation process is going to be like how the team goes as well.
Oh yeah, exactly. And he's got some veterans, some pretty dang good veterans to rely on as well. As he comes back to kind of help him out from that side. So overall, team. I know it's early in the season. Everybody thinks they're winning everything. I know you actually take a different outlook on this. You're more like me with more of a realistic side here as well. But just looking at going into this season, a lot of unknowns. Tell me about what you're anticipating, what you're looking forward to, and for the whole season.
I'm interested to see what this team becomes. Am I cutting out?
No, you're good.
Cutting out, or is it clear? Okay. I'm interested to see what this team can do. I feel like there's a senior class that now has 3 state championships to their belt, right? Mm-hmm. Now they're the guys, they're the standard, they're the guys that are at the top now. Are they able to lead this team and continue to grow and not be complacent and be hungry and humble? I'm interested to see this junior class, who's like a very, very gifted class. I'm interested to see them step in the roles of no longer just support, but they've got to be some of the dudes that, do the dirty work and do all this stuff. They're not sophomores anymore. They're now upperclassmen. And I'm interested to see like how they can grow through that and how fast they can grow. I'm excited for our sophomore class because there's a couple kids in there that are going to start, like even over some juniors and seniors.
Really?
So there's a couple super talented sophomores. They're going to be starting. And honestly, like our freshman class, I'm excited to see them. We have a pretty large freshman class that came in. We only lost like 1 or 2 kids to other schools. Everybody stayed here, which is the first time in a long time. And I think I'm excited to see them. There might be 1 or 2 that do actually, play some legitimate minutes on Friday nights too. So I'm interested to see. Like last week in the middle of the week, we were in the dog days, and I just felt like we were dragging, and we're in pads, and it's hot, and it's just like we've been doing this for a long time, and I felt like, man, we're not going to be very good. That's as a coach, that's how you feel. But I think as we've gone, the kids have started to really enjoy being out there again, grow each other, start to lead, and I think we can have a great season. It just depends on what our maturation process is and how quick and how late, and if we can continue to grow and like love each other and grow through that. It'll be interesting. It's always like a book. Every season's a book. It's just you don't know how it's written yet, and you're just trying to fill out the chapters at the beginning.
So I mean, so you had it. Your first year was 3 years ago. People don't know what a legend you have to live up to. Every year you've been there, you've won a championship as a head coach, right? So your first year, you don't get one. Everybody's going to be like, fire him on the spot, right? But I mean, so you came in that year with an older classman there, right? With an experienced quarterback and stuff to that stuff.
Yep.
Went on that run. Then you kind of had to rebuild that next year, still got there, and you beat some good teams in that playoff to get there. Quite frankly, yes. I'll just tell you, you shouldn't have won a championship that year on paper. You guys were able to get it done with Santan Charter and their D1 studs that they had and stuff.
Well, Tonopah, Santan Charter, Pima, man, that was like Santan was stacked. Tonopah had the kid that's playing at Hawaii. There's kids that are playing D1 football from that year too, now.
Yeah, exactly. Then they're playing. Minutes. They're not just sitting on the bench. They're actually playing.
Exactly.
And so you went through that rebuild there, and then last year, the third time you had more of a senior class there, and now rebuild again. My question is, a lot of times you see with coaching staffs, not just the head coach, but offensive, defensive coordinators. A lot of times that rebuild becomes more of a struggle because I'm not going to say last year was easy, but it's easier when you have seniors and guys that have been with the program for 2-3 years. What's the excitement level for you guys as coaching staff with you and Ty and everybody on that coaching staff to kind of have a blank slate again and have to work it? And you're going to coach harder this year probably than you did last year if you just to get this team up and adjustments and stuff to that effect. So what's that? How do you keep that fire going as a coach?
I think it's like it's kind of fun. You forget about the past and it sounds crazy because the past doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You live in the moment, and your job as a coach and as a program to help this next group. It's not even the next group. It's help this group. We're in the moment right now, and just like coach your butts off, love on them, and try to get them to be the best possible group that they can be. Now, when there is a standard, you get sometimes you hold them a little bit higher. Sometimes I get a little bit more frustrated because I want more out of them. They might not be there yet, but we're trying to get them there. So just the constant push, make sure they know when they're being successful, like all those things, just the growth period. It is fun. Like each year is like running a business, and you've got to figure out what do we need to do different here? Why is this not working? And if you're a coach that always puts something on a piece of paper and you're just going to follow that, and we're only going down one alley, then you're not going to be successful. You've got to be ready for everything, and we're just going to deal with it as it comes.
And the thing that I noted, for 2A specifically, as I've gotten, down from the 6As and 5As, the coaching staffs in 2A, they're seasoned as well, right? And they've had success, especially the topper level ones are what I'm talking about here. And it's legitimate. I mean, people knock 2A a lot and say, oh, SCA wins too easy. There's 4 or 5 teams here that are equal to you, and then it's just a heavyweight battle to see who can win it. And I think that gets lost a lot with the competition, especially with you guys winning. ALA, these last several years, I don't know how they'll be this year, but last several years, that's a hard team to play. Santan Charter.
Yeah, it's like they smoked us last year.
Yeah.
They smoked us last year.
Late in the season.
It's there's some great coaches. You got Santan, Pima, ALA, Veritas, like even now Cortez has got coach. Like there are so many
they
good
got a guy
coaches
in there that's going to do some stuff.
Yes, like man, it's like if anybody has any negativity about that, they're crazy because it's like there's so much good football in the entire state and the influx and people that have moved here. Everything's a trickle down. So every program is much better. There's more people live here. There's better coaches. Everybody wants to live out here. Arizona's probably in the top 10 for football in the country, I think, if you want to rank it by states, maybe higher than 10. So you're going to have a trickle down, great coaches, great players at every level now.
Yeah, I mean, it is amazing to watch. And I mean, just in my getting into 2A, I mean, just every year the competition, like I said, unfortunately, you have teams that you just outman, right? They can't get kids like the old Coronado. They actually, the Dons, they had a really tough football team. They just had 15 people on their squad. They couldn't get more kids to come out for football. But that was a hard, dominant team that if they had the right kids, they would have been competitive and, against the schools and stuff. And it just, that just gets lost with the other side of it. Now, let me ask you a couple guys. Caleb Murphy, he's back as a senior?
Yes. Caleb's phenomenal. That kid is
Pfeiffer also back this year?
Yeah, Isaiah Pfeiffer, Murphy, you've got
those are
Kyle
receivers.
Olafson, Sam Watkins, Dom. We've got some guys that started as sophomores, Luke White, Nathaniel Elrod. You've got like Dylan Dufek at corner. Like we do return a lot of really, really good football players.
Well, yeah, people don't know that your JV squad has been really, really good these last couple years.
I don't think they've lost a game in 3 years.
Is it three?
Lost a game in 3
I know
years.
It's been 2 because Dale's son-in-law was coaching that team, and that's all we hear about, right? Is from that perspective.
Oh wait, maybe 3. Maybe
3?
it was just 2 years. Maybe it was like one loss early 3 years ago. I believe. I think you're right.
So I mean, these are kids that have had success at the JV level. A lot of them dress for the game. They just don't get into the game. I know there's rules on that and stuff. So you have a program now, like you said, of guys being built up to come back here. So by the time they're starting consistently as juniors, they've played a lot of successful football within your program, and that's had to have helped with the success out there as well. So.
No, I agree. I agree with that.
Well, Mike, every Wednesday next week, we'll look ahead to Pima coming up, and I'm excited for that game. It's at Pima. That's a tough place to play. Last time you played there, if I remember correctly, you guys lost by a last-second field goal. I know there's some controversy.
There's controversy. I don't get into the controversy everybody else does, but everybody says when you go to Pima, you better be prepared to play 12. And I don't necessarily feel that way, but that's the sentiment. I think they care about their football. I think they're well coached. I love Coach Wilkins out there. So I think, we lost on a last second touchdown. Like,
was it a touchdown?
We stopped them on 4th down. They went to go kick a field goal. They kicked the field goal, but they blew the whistle because the play clock had gone out. But I don't even know. It was very whatever. The field goal was going wide left.
We don't have to get into it.
And then the whistle blew, and then they scored on the next play. So
my only point
right?
is it's a rural school. The town shuts down for the football games. It's a hard working. I call it a farm town. I don't know if that does it justice, but. Blue collar, these guys are lifting cement and hay bales and all of that stuff.
Dude, the kids are awesome. I absolutely I love the kids at Pima. I honestly do. Like, they're our opponents. I respect the heck out of every single one of those kids because they'll probably go to work and then go to practice after that is what they're doing.
Well, a couple of years ago, that I can't remember his name now. That stud guy, he owned his own concrete business. Yeah, he's throwing
Martinez had his own concrete, but he'd be pouring concrete for 10 hours and then go to practice. That kid was a monster.
It takes a lot for me to walk up to a kid in 2A and be like, "Holy crap, you're huge."
Yes. He was gigantic.
So. Yeah. So you got what time does the scrimmage start tonight?
6 p.m., my friend.
What happens if because weather's supposed to move in tonight and stuff? Is there?
We don't move it back. You just kind of, if it cancels, it cancels. You kind of move on to practice. So it's the scrimmage. You don't usually reschedule.
Yeah, I was just curious. I know it's good practice for you against another team coming up for next week. So season starts next Friday for you guys out there. So we'll have you on next Wednesday as well, of course, and preview that first game coming up. And looking forward to another season having you on, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. And I'm excited to have all my fans listening again. I know I don't have
Hey,
fans,
and now
but,
it's
you know,
now they don't have to
I
wait
have
for the
0
podcast
fans.
version. Now
That's I have
they
0
could join.
fans.
They could join
So.
the YouTube chat now. Is what we can talk
Exactly.
about.
Perfect.
Hey,
All right,
all you
buddy.
gotta
Thank
do,
you,
all you
man.
gotta do is like I did yesterday, just laugh at them and point it out there, and they'll just block you. So
Oh, I do. I enjoy that. I'm surprised I'm not blocked yet. I wish I was.
he said he swears he's muted you, but he sure does respond a lot to you.
Lies.
So yeah.
Yep,
And all
yep.
in all seriousness, man, it's great to have you on again. We'll see you next week. All right.
Thanks, buddy. Have a great weekend.
You too. Thank you. And for everybody else, we'll just roll into here. Diamondbacks tonight, just kind of set up to Wednesday night's actions for you out there tonight, or actually this afternoon, 12:40. First pitch for your Arizona Diamondbacks. We talked about them earlier with Dale. Ryan Feltner, Merrill Kelly on the mound for the Diamondbacks tonight. Look, you got to overcome yesterday's game. The Diamondbacks have shown they can do it. Not let the terrible loss yesterday kind of linger. Cardinals getting ready to go up against, of course, the Raiders for tomorrow night, 5 p.m. action there for preseason. There's a ton to look at. And like I was just saying earlier with Dale, just as a recap, this is not the time that Jacoby Brissett goes into a game and struggles. Starters will play tomorrow night, reportedly, for a couple series. One series, he didn't say exactly how many. You don't know what Raiders are doing as of about an hour before showtime here was the last time that I saw anything to watch there. So we are right in the heart of all of this. High school football kicks off here in a couple weeks. We're right in the heart of it. Baseball, Diamondbacks, 3-way tie right now with the Phillies and Padres. There's 3 I told you guys, 3 teams are going to battle it out for those final 2 spots. Diamondbacks have the easiest schedule. They have hard teams, right? They got to play the Phillies, they got to play the Cubs coming up. They do have hard teams they have to play and on their schedule, but they have the easiest schedule of the teams that are in the hunt for that final wild card spot as well. So playoffs are here. It's going to be fantastic, to watch how this continues and keeps stifling it up and all of that stuff as well. So if you missed the news earlier today, Lakers sold. Yeah, right. You're going, wait, what do you mean the Lakers just sold? Yeah, they sold again within 18 months of their last sale. From the Buss family to the guy that owned the Dodgers. He's selling it now to Bob Iger and a guy named Josh Kushner out there from the Kushner family. $12 billion, so a $2 billion improvement over the sale 18 months ago. The interesting thing about that, as I said earlier, is the Dodgers owner is being investigated by the government for the loans that he took out from his own company to buy the Dodgers or to buy the Lakers, to buy the Sparks. Is that a reason why he's liquidating? Is it just Lakers aren't worth, NBA's not worth the hassle? Because I was thinking about it last night. Of all the leagues to own a team in, forget about liability, right? Like football's got liability with CTE and medical stuff, things to that. Take that stuff out of it. Just a pure franchise to own with the least amount of headaches. NBA would be the last one I would buy into. If you came to me and said, Steve, you have to buy a team either in Major League Baseball, NHL, NBA, or NFL. You have to buy a team. We'll even front you the money, but it's your team. We'll give you the money. You buy a team in a league, and you decide. And I have to do it. NBA would be the final league. I would not buy an NBA team. Their rules are ridiculous. A guy, Joel Embiid, maximum contract, makes $100 billion a year. I know I'm exaggerating. I know. Right, but can miss half a season and not play. Kawhi Leonard, same type of a situation. I couldn't handle that well. If I'm paying you, I expect you out there. I don't care if you have a hangnail. NBA would be the league. Is he getting out for that reason? Or is this government stuff a little bit better, a little bit more of attacking on him, kind of the deal that you're looking at? It'd be interesting to see if we get that information. Really quick on Steve Keim. Yesterday, he started publicly responding to some of the charges out there. He did talk. Steve Keim, of course, ex-Cardinals GM. The DeAndre Hopkins drug thing that DeAndre Hopkins since deleted tweet there. But also, he was in business with the guy that was ripping off NFL players, Jalen Carter from the Eagles, a couple other ones there as well that we know of. Other ones out there. All we've heard so far is through non-public channels, just people talking to him. He's lawyered up, et cetera, to kind of get that out there. But he did respond to at least the allegations made by DeAndre Hopkins, which I don't think he had nothing to do with, unless he spiked something which caused him to fail. He had nothing to do with the failed test, right, out there. But his public statement for that DeAndre Hopkins situation, basically he says the accusation is completely false. I did not contaminate, alter, manipulate, interfere with, or cause anyone else to interfere with DeAndre's drug test or its results. I did not set him up, in quotation marks, for suspension. I had no involvement in causing the test result that led to his suspension. And then he goes on to say, accusing someone of deliberately interfering with an NFL drug test is an extraordinary, serious allegation. It attacks my integrity, my professional reputation, and the work I spent decades building in the National Football League. The fact that the statement was later deleted does not undo the damage caused by publishing it to a large public audience out there as well. So, then he goes on to say he hired a lawyer to aggressively, legal rights, reputation, all of that stuff out there. So at least he's acknowledged that situation. The other one, all we've heard is he's hired a lawyer. He was in business with the guy, and he had nothing to do with it, he claims, but he's hired a lawyer to protect him from that perspective. So just to the update there on Steve Keim as well, they're out there that they're looking at. So, look, it was a fun show. It's great to have, Mike Sheehan and Scottsdale Christian Academy Eagles. Their season's about to kick off. He does take a lot of heat. There's no doubt about it. His team, right? Going out there, and football's a competitive sport, man. People, people attack people, and it's all fun to watch it and things to that effect, and watch how teams handle it, and moving forward in another season of it, fourth season of it coming up here for them. Every Wednesday at 9:00, he'll be coming up, except for the fourth week when they go on retreat, of course. And yeah, Glendale Prep, their fourth game of the season. They've decided this year, because of numbers, they're not going to have a varsity season. So that they did lose somebody off of their schedule. And see, that is an interesting take. Would you feel, to me, I would move heaven and earth. I know it's a tough week with with the retreat happening and stuff. I would move heaven and earth to have a game that week. Me personally, like he said, he's factoring in players, because of the retreat situation he explained. To me, I would move heaven and earth. They're young kids. They'll have fun out there. You need a tournament there, especially with the young team that I know they're juniors and seniors. He's got them coming back, some talented ones. But breaking in a new quarterback, you need all the time you can get here to keep rolling from that side. So we'll have to see what happens with that coming up as well. For everybody else, appreciate you joining us here on this Wednesday. We will be back, of course, tomorrow. Uncle Lou comes in tomorrow as well. UFC 330 coming up. Ethan says Queen Creek football starts on the 27th. Can't wait to see what my old high school does with the new coach. That's right, new coach down there at Queen Creek. See if they can get in that conversation here and keep the talent. Quarterback situation, lineman situation. Lost some people there, seniors last year for Queen Creek as well. Robert, I was going to read this to Coach, and I apologize, I forgot. He says, love having Coach Mike on. # bring back the stash. I'm going to make a note on that for next week's show as we look ahead to them against Pima next week and get kind of just follow their season. Good, bad. They go one in whatever, or they win every game and win another championship. It's just fun to go around that line and give you the insight here of the Scottsdale Christian Academy program as well, folks. Hey, we'll see you tomorrow, everybody. 8 o'clock, 8 to 10, live here on YouTube. Come and join us, would you? See you then.